Hey, everybody, it's Wednesday. That means it's the Vegas Beat. I'm Tony George. That guy right there, that good-looking youngin', that is Griffin Murphy from DocSports.com. NFL preseason week 1 in the books. No major surprises last week. We'll touch on that. We're going to be talking NFC West and what a perplexing division this is going to be, Griffin, in 2025. The landscape is going to change. How that landscape is going to change still kind of baffles me.
Yeah, Tony, I couldn't agree with you more. And the biggest thing that I have been looking at in this division right now is these teams are kind of all not par, but there's really no massive gaps. The way that I see this division being, well, the Rams in my eyes are going to be the best team, and we'll talk about that, but it's kind of based on schedule. Some of these teams have a lot easier schedules. Some teams have very easy home games. Some teams have to travel on the road and have very tough road matchups. So the way that I'm seeing this thing funnel out is all going to be based on schedule, and that's how my rankings are going to go in this NFC West division, Tony.
Speaking of travel, I saw a stat. I'm going to put on my glasses and age myself. The Rams will travel 34,832 miles this upcoming season, second only to the Chargers, and will cross 44 time zones. They also play 4 of their last 6 games on the road. They are a young team, but I saw that travel stat there. Let's talk about it. Now, first of all, last week in the NFL preseason, and we got week 2 here, and I think there's some real opportunity in week 2.
Yes.
Based on known information, known quarterback rotations, known teams that have big quarterback issues. The Browns, for one of them, who they even going to play, because now Sanders got hurt.
Yep.
Gabriel's down. Gabriel's out. They're not going to play Flacco. You're trying to keep him upright at his age.
Yep.
But I think there's some opportunity this week for maybe 3 picks for me over the duration of week 2. Could even be my only 3-unit pick of the preseason, which we call the game of the year of the preseason, because you never put more than 3 units on any preseason game. Of course, you can find all of our picks every Thursday at DocSports.com. We'll have Lenny bust up the free $60 account. There we go. If you've never been a member at Docs and you want to join Docs, we'll give you a free $60. There's no obligation. Comes with a profit guarantee, 0 hassles. And the website is chock full of free information, including free write-ups on about every single game that's going to be played in college and pro football. They're going to have survivor pool picks. They're going to have all kinds of different things on there. We do every day for baseball, WNBA, and every other sport going on right now, including I know Griffin does a lot of the soccer, UFC, all those. I do PGA and NASCAR as kind of my offshoot sports, so to speak. But nonetheless, be sure and get over there. Season packages are $200 off. Throw the $60 up against that. And our football packages include college and pro football all the way through the postseason. So bear that in mind. From now till February, it's less than like $80 a month. I mean, it's nothing. Yeah. So that being said, Griffin and I are going to spend more than that next week at the bar at Circa in Las Vegas. And
a lot more than that, Tony. Are you kidding me?
By the way, true statement. True statement. That being said, Griff and I are going to be joining next weekend. For those of you that are going to be in Las Vegas, it's a contest weekend at the Circa for the Survivor, guaranteed $14 million. For the Circa Millions, guaranteed $6 million. Griff and I will be entering the contest together in the Circa Millions this year and see if we can place there and get in the money. And very difficult, 70% won it the last couple of years. That's 5 picks a week, no totals. That's you
Tony,
little.
Tony, hold on a second, though. 2 years ago, on this Gridiron Six-Pack show, we had 68% against the spread. So we're there. We're there. If you want to even the 2 seasons out, we're at about 62%.
Right.
We're not out of this thing. I'm keeping that head strong. You already put me down a little bit when we were texting about it jokingly. I said, no, we're winning this thing.
Well, we're going to give it a run. We're going
to
to give it a
run.
Right. But we'll be hanging around. I'll be on Radio Row Friday. I'll be doing a spot on VSiN Thursday or Friday with some win totals, my best bets. We'll be looking for that if you're a VSiN follower. If you're not, vsin.com, you should be. I'll be doing that on Follow the Money, I believe, with Paulie Howard. So still finalizing that, but nonetheless, in Vegas. So Griffin and I will be hanging out at Circa, Nugget, the Mega Bar, the Rush Lounge at the Nugget. That's a little hidden gem. May have to hit Atomic and go down and see our buddy. Get us a little evil pie on the way. Have a good time in Las Vegas. So that being said, I thought last week in the preseason, before we get to the NFC West, the team I saw that looked the best is the New England Patriots.
Okay.
I thought they looked good. This is a team that's had 3 different head coaches in 3 years.
Yeah.
Various coordinators. Now McDaniels is back there running the offense. I thought May looked good. I thought Stevenson looked good. I thought their defense looked good. It's preseason. They did give the starters some looks.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel is a very good head football coach at Tennessee. Should never got rid of him. I'll tell you that right now. They're going to regret that. And he's familiar with that New England Patriot culture. Matter of fact, he tried to bring that kind of hard-nosed, tough football mentality to the Titans. They did well. They just had issues with quarterbacks there forever. And
it was Henry time. That was all they had. It was Henry. Yep.
They pounded the rock. Tannehill wasn't all that. Cam Ward, who knows what? That's a whole nother story. I thought they looked good, though, in that preseason. Probably better than anybody I saw all weekend long. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Now, there's been a lot of injuries and stuff. Now, Griffin and I will be putting out picks based on information, quarterback rotations, these type of things. I did not fare well in week 1. I had 2 picks, 0-2. I had both of them were just 1-unit picks. I did that last year and then ripped off 5 straight. So I'm not worried, but then again, they're 1-unit picks. I mean, but I think we'll fare well this week, period. So get ready for that. Griff, this NFC West is a head scratcher. Now, Lenny has put up, that's Detroit Lenny, behind the scenes producer. You see him on Doc's Daily all the time. A great Doc's Daily show yesterday, by the way. I gave you the Padres and the under for my first ever same game parlay.
And I didn't want to touch up on it. I had the Padres as a premium. So when you went down and I was sitting there licking my chops like, yep.
And then the one day I don't bet Nick comes onto the comment section and says Giants all the way.
I saw it.
And I didn't bet him. They got stomped.
Yep.
A lot of people bought in on the Giants in that game yesterday with Robbie Ray. I know August Young had a 7-unit on them on the website. Hey, we're transparent. We'll tell you when you win. We'll tell you when you lose. But he was all in on it. And I thought it was a coin flip game. But I thought just the way San Francisco cannot hit left-handers.
They can't hit.
I mean, 165 as a team.
Mm-hmm.
The last 10 games, they're starting up. And, I'm just telling you that Cortez, yeah, whatever. But at day's end, the Padres right now are playing some ball, and that bullpen of theirs is sharp, Griff.
Yes, very much so. And I will say, Nestor Cortez, I really love that arm. He's a southpaw. He's very sneaky. He came from the Yankees. He was very aggressive with them. Going into yesterday, I mean, we don't have to get into any of the insights on that. We already basically covered it. Padres are playing very well baseball right now, all aside. But I do want to say for everybody, go check out. Tony dropped some bombs yesterday. I even said it too, and I got off that show and I scratched my head a couple times. Go look at Doc's Daily. It's about 10 to 15 minutes in, and Tony talks about sharp action and markets that aren't exactly full. And he used the WNBA, for example, and line jumps. Very, very informative information. I highly recommend everybody to go tap into Tuesday's show on Doc's Daily. It's about 10 minutes into the show, I would say. Go check up on that. I can actually bookmark it, and I'll throw it in the comment section here on this show so you guys can go check comments and go look up on it. Very good information. I got off the show after that breakdown yesterday, and I was like, you know what? That was probably the best breakdown that I've heard out of anybody since we opened that Doc's Daily show, Tony. Not to jump up your own horn there, but at the same time, it was a great stuff, and I do recommend everybody go.
You're trying to butter me up, so I'll buy the first.
I don't want to butter anything up, dude. I don't want to hear any of your crap this season. I have to deal with the Cornhuskers all year and the Chiefs. Nebraska might be good. It's going to be a nightmare for me, all right? So get it all out of the way now. Get it out of the way now.
I just figured you're buttering me up for the first couple of free rounds the minute you hit Vegas.
No. I'm going to take you down when we get there.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'll have some betting tickets because I got a player futures bet in this division I'm going to give you that I'm going to put a nickel on when I get out in Vegas next week. The 49ers and the Rams are tied in the NFC West. We're talking about odds to win the Super Bowl. 49ers and Rams are tied at 20-1, Cards at 50-1, Seahawks at 60-1. Division odds, 49ers plus 150. Don't waste your money. The Rams plus 195. Bet it. Cards plus 425. Worth the flyer. Seahawks plus 550. Don't waste your money. Now, 49ers, what in the hell are they going to do? They got rid of their defense. Now, this is everybody. I'm tired of everybody telling me how great the 49ers are. Yes, they had injuries last year. Deebo Samuel's gone. Ayuk's not coming back till 6 or 7 games into the season. Persall's going to be your go-to receiver.
Yep.
Kittle, yeah, he's a player. Purdy's unproven. I mean, and you got rid and you traded away all your defense. I mean, how you think they're better than the Rams or, in my opinion, even the Cardinals right now, perplexes me, Griffin.
Yeah.
Their season win total is 10.5.
I don't know how. I do not know how their season win total is sitting at 10.5. Is it because they're coming off a brutal season and the reason being was the entire team was banged up? That could be definitely a question mark. I mean, they had one of the worst defenses in the league last season across all cylinders. I will say, though, the secondary should not be as big of an issue for them rolling into this season, but their defensive line got blown up game in, game out all season last season. Now rolling into this season, they've dumped off the majority of their entire defense. So as you've already mentioned it, Purdy, he's still not a liable quarterback. He's not a unreliable quarterback. I won't say that, but he's not established. He's entering his 3rd year. He's had a couple good years, a great rookie year, 2nd year. So I'm not completely sold on Brock Purdy by any means. And you mentioned it, Kittle. Yes, he's a baller. Pearsall out of Miami. He was phenomenal, or Florida. He was absolutely phenomenal wide receiver. But at the same time, the biggest thing I think that everybody's getting choked up on is Christian McCaffrey's back and he's healthy. I get it. He is the best running back in the game from time to time. He is. But at the same time, we don't know what the hell this team's going to do on the defense. They have question marks across the secondary, linebackers, defense interior, pass rush. There are so many question marks. So to look at a season win total at 10.5, I'm drilling the under. I don't know what this team's going to do this season. Solid offense. I'm not going to rip apart their offense. They're still there. But at the same time, too many question marks for me with this team right now, Tony.
The only good thing about San Francisco is their opening schedule. First 4 games. They're at Seattle, at New Orleans. They play Arizona and Jacksonville at home. In my opinion, they might be 3-1.
Yeah.
After that, it gets ugly. Secondly, let's look at division. The weakness of this team now is their defensive line. You got Connor running back for Arizona, stud. You got Charbonnet and Walker the third at Seattle, dynamic duo at running back. Williams at the Rams, absolute monster stud at running back.
And Corum.
Your defensive line sucks. Do you need to throw the ball 30 times against San Francisco to beat them? No. You need to eat clock and then force them to have McCaffrey have 20 to 30 touches in a game, either catching out of the backfield or running it, because the wide receiver unit's not all that good.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Debo's gone.
By the way, you're not going to throw all over Seattle. Seattle, in my opinion, has a top 4 secondary in all the NFL.
Yes.
Since the Legion of Boom. This is as good as they've been since the Legion of Boom. And they can run the football, and Darnold showed he could win some ball games last year. Is he all that? No. Is he an upgrade from Geno Smith? Possibly.
Close.
Possibly.
Yes.
Close. You know, Arizona, you got Kyler Murray running around.
He's an athlete.
You know, and a trio of receivers. You know, you've got Harrison Jr., Zay Jones, and Dortch looked real good last year in the slot. And then McBride is a stud tight end. He's better than Kittle. I'm just saying, you're going to win 10.5 games and win this division. I don't see it. One team I do like, as mentioned, I do like the over 8.5 wins for Arizona. We talked about this team last year on the Gridiron Six-Pack Future Show. We told everybody almost every week during the season, the wins and losses straight up may not impress you, may not be overwhelming. However, they doubled the wins from the previous year, and they were covering like a mofo. This team is loaded at wide receiver, got one of the better running backs in the NFL. I like their defense. They've upgraded their defense. Yes. They play hard for this coach. They are no easy out. You know, I'm telling you right now, over 8.5 wins for them is probably my best season win total other than them, and going under 10.5 for San Francisco in this division. I think the Rams, we could talk about them at 9.5, over that minus 140. They seem to be your cream of the crop here. I think it's between the Rams and the Cardinals, and I think it's a coin flip, Griff.
Yeah, Tony. I mean, talking about the Arizona Cardinals, I mean, the biggest thing for me right now when I look at this team, there's 2 different factors. So last season, they were a mid-pack defense, and that was the biggest issue for them, along with Kyler Murray. Biggest issue was on the defensive interior. But what did they do? They went and made an addition and grabbed Josh Sweat from the Eagles. This guy's an absolute baller on the edge. So that is a huge upscale. They also went and drafted some key defenders to stack on guys. So now they have depth on the defensive side. This entire team is set up. They have one of the best run games in all football with James Conner. As you just mentioned, they have all the talent in the world when it comes to the wide receiver core and the tight end. The issue is Kyler Murray. This guy is so damn athletic. He is so good on his feet. The problem is he randomly has these games where his accuracy is just 100 yards off point. He has to get it together this season. This is the year for me where I am huge on the Arizona Cardinals. And this is also the year for me where I look at it and it's Kyler Murray. It's now or never. It's either he gets his stuff together this season or this guy is not the man for the job in Arizona. So looking at this team right now, I love the win total over 8.5. But let's talk about this Rams team right now. Let's get into it because
1 second.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You were talking about the Cardinals addressing issues. Remember, the last 2 years in the draft, 2 years ago, defensive lineman, number 1 draft pick. Last year, defensive lineman, number 1 draft pick. Robinson, 2 years ago, Darius Robinson, remember his stud?
Yep.
They got Walter Nolan this year in the draft. So bear in mind, not only are they fundamentally sound, they're drafting and working free agency, not for star power, but for need power.
Yes.
On a team where this guy can coach.
Yes.
I'm telling you, he's a good coach. Now, you're going to switch gears to the Rams now.
I could switch gears to the Rams now for sure. Let's do it.
But I wanted to say something. Put a disclaimer on this. And I think you're a little bit high on the Rams. A lot of people are. But the disclaimer is we're saying this under the assumption that Matt Stafford is going to start the season, because Matt Stafford has a herniated disc or a compromised disc in his back. And I'm going to tell you something, and I know you're very familiar with him being a Chicago Bears fan, playing for Detroit all those years. Matt Stafford is a freaking stud. Matt Stafford is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Whether you and when he won the Super Bowl 3 years ago with the Rams, he solidified that. He reminds me a lot of Brett Favre, but with a better arm, because he's a tough son of a bitch.
Yes.
This guy will play hurt. He's tough. He stands in there. He takes shots, and his body has taken a lot of abuse over the years that he's been in the league. And you have to wonder about his staying power this year and how healthy he can remain. Because if he remains healthy, the Rams are a huge threat.
Agreed completely, Tony. And I mean, you took the words out of my mouth when it comes to Stafford. This guy's a gamer. He's straight up. And when it comes to his back issue, I don't think it's going to be a massive problem. This guy is, as you just said, tougher than shit. He gets beat up on that football field all the time. He refuses to come out of games. He's a gamer. He's a baller. I am all in with Matthew Stafford, regardless to the situation. But I don't think I like the way that this team went. They got rid of Cooper Kupp. So now it's got to be a massive year for Blake Corum in the run game. They need to be solidified there. Huge pickup going and getting Devontae Adams to fill in that role for Cooper Kupp as well. I think it's a perfect fit as well with Devontae Adams in LA under Sean McVay and then Stafford at the helm. Stafford is a leader. So he is not the type of guy who you're going to get in there and push around. Adams, he's got a little bit of an ego, a little bit of a mouth. He is not going to talk back to Matthew Stafford. He will get him in line in that huddle and make sure that he is ready to go. I love him under Sean McVay, younger coach, got some swagger, very credible coach, done very well with this team from a defensive standpoint. All the metrics say that this team's a bad team defensively, but that's always because they're on offense. They still got Nakua. Now Adams is an addition, very stacked at the tight end spot. I really love what this team did as well. They stacked offensive linemen and defensive linemen during the 2025 draft. So I'm really high on this team. I think we're going to see a very similar season than what we did last year. And I think we're going to have a better defense. And the biggest thing is, how efficient is this run game going to be? Because if this run game's efficient, it opens up the pass game for Stafford to light it up with Nakua, now Adams, and obviously their tight ends, which they're absolutely stacked with. So, yeah, I'm huge on the Rams as well, Tony. The one team that I am not huge on in this division is the San Francisco 49ers. Other than them, I think it's going to be a very competitive division. And there's very small talks on Seattle right now, and I know I'm going a little bit off to the topic right now, but I think they're going to be very good as well, Tony. We can get into them in a minute. I'll pass it back over to you.
Well, you could talk about them. The only thing I got to say about the Rams, I need a healthy Stafford. Now, we got Jimmy Garoppolo back in the fold.
Yeah.
The coach, and again, I talk a lot about coaching. A lot of cappers don't talk about coaching. I put a lot of emphasis on coaching, both college and pro. And Sean McVay, what he has done with this team in the last 2 years has been unbelievable. They were left for dead on side of the road 2 years ago. He got them in the playoffs and damn near beat Detroit.
Yep.
In Detroit. I mean, this is Sean McVay is a masterful play caller.
Yes.
Matt Stafford is a playmaker. Williams is a stud. Adams, step slower than he used to be, half step slower, doesn't make a difference. The other wide receiver, they've got a lot of faith in him. They got a good tight end. You think, well, Aaron Donald's gone. They have one of the best defensive lines in all of the NFL. And by the way, what we just talked about with San Francisco, going to have trouble stopping the run.
Yeah.
LA didn't have trouble stopping the run in this division. I'm telling you, that's why I favor them over Lenny's Cardinals, he jumped in there. I think we all agree that Seattle's dead last, however. Their season win total is 7.5.
Mm-hmm. I look at this one, Tony, and the biggest statement that I like out of this Seattle Seahawks team and what they did is in the first round, they went and drafted an O-lineman. They're making a statement that their offensive line needs to be key for them this season. Obviously, now you got Sam Darnold at the helm, so that's a huge replacement for Geno Smith. Is he better? I don't necessarily agree with it. I think Geno Smith was starting to solidify himself there. I don't necessarily love it, nor do I hate it. But at the same time, what they did, I like this play too. They went and drafted Jalen Milroe from Alabama. Is he going to see the field this year? Probably not. But if he has to, this kid's still more than capable. He's fast on his legs. We watched him with Bama for 2 years. He was incredible. So that's another guy you could keep in your mind for sure. I mean, I believe their offensive lineman is going to be good. They've got Tony.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question.
What's up?
You're talking about Darnold and you're talking about Milroe.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell do you balance that? Offensively, from a play calling standpoint, because what you have is you have two different dichotomies.
Yes.
You got a guy that can only stand in the pocket and throw passes versus a guy that is a dual threat mobile SOB. So how do you can't switch gears from one to the other without completely changing your entire offensive scheme.
I couldn't agree with you more on that, Tony. And that is a massive issue. And that is why we're sitting at a season win total at 7.5. But at the same time, with Metcalf gone, I also do kind of like the moves that they make. Picking up Cooper Kupp. I mean, that's a big move for them. They need to be better. They're at the running back spot. They're loaded. They are loaded. The problem is, can they stay healthy? Kenneth Walker. Every single year, this guy is an issue. He needs to stay healthy because he is that 1-2 punch that opens up the pass game. Problem for me is red flags. I like that they went and paid out Ernest Jones on the defensive side. That's a big move for me. I like the way they drafted this offseason to stack up on the defensive side. I don't think there's going to be issues there. I think the biggest issue and the liability is the quarterback spot with Sam Darnold. And that could either be a massive pro for them or a massive con for them. And that is why I am going to be scouting the Seattle Seahawks for at least 3 weeks into the season, watching specifically on how Sam Darnold quarterbacks, because if he can handle this team and lead the charge, this Seattle Seahawks team could be solidified because they've got a good defense. There's nothing to talk about there. They are good. Solid secondary, solid interior, decent linebacker core. I mean, they're solid there. Offense, they have all the star power to be there, but you got to win games with a good quarterback. So that's where I'm at with this, Tony. They're definitely going to be scouted in my eyes. Not going to be a bet on team for a few weeks, but hey, they come out and show me something, then we have something to talk about.
I disagree on one thing you said.
What's that?
They are a bet on team. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Be looking at unders because all they're going to do is pound those two running backs and play good defense. That's all they're going to do out of the gate. They're not going to ask anything out of Darnold. Kenneth Walker is a freaking stud. He's a prop. He's a prop bet every week.
Yes.
I was betting that son of a bitch like I was stupid last year. Occasion.
Yep.
They got a good slot receiver. They dump it to. Let me get his name because this guy is always awesome on overs and receptions. And I never can get his name right. Smith Nigjaba.
Oh, yeah.
He's a slot.
Jackson.
Now, again, last year, Geno Smith loved throwing to him. I don't know whether Sam Darnold is going to be going to him like Geno did. But if he starts, because that's not your primary read.
Sure.
You know, your slot receiver is the one that's your second or third option.
Yeah.
You're looking for a hot read, a route, a deep slant. Then you dump it underneath your slot, and he's usually in there running around up against a linebacker and gets a lot of yards after the catch. So total yards, not catches, is something you pound this guy on the prop market with. FYI, that is a quick review. We're at 30 minutes. Griff Murphy and I. Now, next week, I will be traveling to Vegas on Wednesday, so maybe we'll try and sneak the Vegas beat in right after Doc's Daily on Tuesday next week, and we'll have an all Vegas show. And what Griff and I will do is we'll lay out the menu of debauchery that both him and I, and yes, Lenny behind the scenes, will be sure to join us there for an evening or two as well. Lenny, come on. Are you going to join us for some debauchery? Where is he? Is he? I know he's on there changing.
There he is.
Listen, if any chance I can get into debauchery, I'm in, especially with you two knuckleheads.
Okay, so, well, here's the rule.
There's rules?
You can wear a Lions gear, but you can't wear any Tigers gear during baseball season right now because my Royals are chasing you. That's the only so we have a dress code. It's a dress code. Now, Griff can wear all the Bears shit he wants to because all we're going to do is kick it bury him all night long.
I'll see if I can dig out a Lions hat because I don't know. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I follow dress code, whatever I can. As long as I don't have to wear pants, I'm good.
And don't forget about the free $60. We pounded that again there, folks. Just go to the website. There's the link. There's a tab on the website. We'll park $60 in a new account. Comes the profit guarantee. No hassles. And, of course, be sure and join Lenny every day on Doc's Daily. Doing a nice job. I had a fun time yesterday.
Great show.
And Griff and him do one on Saturday mornings. I don't know if that's going to continue in the college football season or not. Because I know, well, Murphy gets a little, I want you to know he gets a little excited if he's on a first half line in college and ain't winning. He's a little sky falling in guy.
Oh, here we go.
You don't want him live on the air when that shit's going down.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's why I don't do shows on Sundays because it's Lions football.
Saturdays get wild. Saturdays get wild. There's nothing wrong with that.
Check us out.
Well, next week, we'll try and do this on Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks, Griff.
Thanks, Tony.